I don't come back to a composer, I simply just continue living with a composer. I find it's very curious, someone will ask me, well, why did you record the Charpentier's Médée twice? Or why do you want to do another Messiah? Or why do you want to do this? And my reply is very simple. I know a number of pianists who re-record the Beethoven sonatas. Or why does Leonhardt, for example, a number of years ago, record 2 or 3 times the Goldbergs? First of all, it's music that one lives with. It's music that one grows up with, and it's music that might differ in terms of the interpretation one would give it. Yes. And since it's very strong music, and music that one loves, it can benefit perhaps from another reading, another go at it. I discovered Lambert, as I said, Lambert came into my life when I was a student at Yale many, many years ago. And I was absolutely enthralled with the exquisiteness of someone who, a bit like Chopin, limits himself to a particular form, but does it in the most exquisite way. His only interest really is in this immensely sophisticated air for solo voice or for a small group of voices. He lives a long life. He evolves immensely himself. At the end of his long life, in 1689, he publishes an anthology of the things that his work that he considered to be the most important. And 25 years ago, I started recording this music, but I didn't get through it all. I didn't have to. It was a single long play record, an LP, and it's been part of my repertoire ever since. There's not a year that goes by that I don't do a small concert with a few singers, and then I don't do the music of Michel Lambert. Over the last several years, I've had the opportunity to be in the company of some marvelous young singers. And I said to myself, fine, we'll do another recording, another period of intense work around Michel Lambert, using some of the pieces that I recorded 20-some years ago, but also doing the new stuff, the stuff that hadn't been recorded. Is there enough for a 3rd recording? Yes. There might be enough for a 4th recording, or a 5th recording. He's a composer who doesn't let you down. As I said, the quality is extraordinarily high. He arrives, like a number of composers that I love, at the end of something. You can't really do any better than this last generation of composers. He's not alone. He shares the honors with people like Le Camus, or Dambry, or Labarre. But it's one of the really most French, the quintessentially French styles of music. This intimate air. It would remind, I suppose, people who don't know anything about Baroque music of the grand moments of Chausson or of Fauré. The solo song on extremely good texts. So it becomes not only a musical sort of vehicle, but as well it becomes a literary sort of thing as well. It's very much akin to the French art song of the end of the 19th, early 20th century. We have ways now, essentially, of nurturing and inspiring and encouraging young singers and instrumental players. The Jardin des Voix is by every 2-year vocal competition. We audition maybe 200, 230, 250 voices all over the world. And 6, 7, sometimes 8 singers are chosen. And the idea is that these voices, these personalities, these singing personalities, are then put together to form an ensemble. Why an ensemble? Because I love ensemble music, and especially vocal ensemble music. But it's also a way that we can explore repertory. But the ultimate aim is to essentially help singers who we believe in and who we find extremely good to begin their careers. In other words, we take singers who are in their 20s, who have just finished musical school, conservatory, and who are in that very critical part of their career, that's to say the very beginning of the career. My notoriety, the notoriety of the reputation of the Arts Florissants is such that we can sell these singers sight unheard or unseen to the best halls in the world. So they go off to Wigmore Hall, they go off to the Barbican, they go off to Lincoln Center, they go off to the Concertgebouw in Amsterdam or the Musikverein in Vienna, the Philharmonie in Paris or the Cité de la Musique, the Auditorio in Madrid, and almost every other good hall in the world. They have a chance to be heard. What's interesting for me, of course, is too that I choose voices, I don't choose repertory. In other words, I wasn't choosing the last group of youngsters just because I wanted them to sing Lambert or I wanted them to sing Purcell or what have you. But it just happens that these people can be very good at these things, you see. So, of course, some of the singers are now part of this recording project for a project which is called sérieux et boire. This is a literary as well as a musical phenomenon, very much like the French art song of the end of the 19th century. Who were writing? Well, you're having people like Jean de La Fontaine or Isaac de Montserrat, the greatest versifiers probably of their era. And they're the ones who are giving us the texts, either for the air sérieux or for the air qui n'est pas sérieux du tout, for that's to say, the drinking song.
C'est bien que sur la fourrure